Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Otaku Nightly Hour. I'm here with Raptor as usual. How's your day been?
It's been a long day.
Okay. So this one is kind of a little bit of a new one because you're actually gonna be seeing some footage in a bit, which takes place in 3, 2, 1. All right, you guys should be able to see the footage now. And the reason why we have a random Pokemon generator on screen right now is because this was a topic that was proposed by another friend of mine who had asked, it's on the genre of creating a team of 6 for a different scenario every single time. But instead of having it under like a battle team situation, we're going to actually do it based on certain concepts and such. And we have 2 topics on the mind, which is the first one is going to be survival edition. Kind of like we're abandoned on an island, survivor style, where no one knows anything about this island and stuff, including our Pokemon, and such like that. As well as the fact that we are trying to have like a catch-all team that we will survive maybe like 30 days to a year with these Pokemon and such until like
To help us survive, basically.
Yeah, until salvation comes, kind of thing, and stuff like that.
Salvation is a very different word. I don't think that's what you're looking for.
Until we get rescued.
No, it's fine. I think I like the idea of starting up a cult on this island with our Pokemon. That sounds fun, doesn't it?
And then the second topic was more on a sense of like, we live an everyday life. We're not Pokemon trainers. We're not battlers. We're not trying to become champions or or the greatest contest trainer ever and stuff. We're trying to live a comfortable life in our lifestyle, and what Pokemon would help us achieve like the perfect home life kind of thing and stuff. Like if we were a slice of life anime with Pokemon in the picture, what would our best Pokemon in our scenario be? So
I was totally thinking you would be doing the other one first, the cozy lifestyle one, but sure, I guess we can do Survival Island first.
You want to do Survivor, or do you want to do I'll pull up a coin flip.
No, it's fine. I'll just tap in my inner Bear Grylls for this for this video.
Adapt, overcome.
I forgot to improvise. You need to improvise.
Anyway, okay, so how it's gonna work is that I'm gonna generate a list, for example. Me and Raptor are gonna look at this list, see which Pokemon we would pick from there, and such like that, and that's gonna be a register on our team in terms of what Pokemon we would choose for the edition. And I'll have it on the sides over here, an illustration of what Pokemon that we picked and such like that, and that's our quote-unquote team and such like that. And I'm also gonna have it written down on the side for us, because I'm gonna probably forget it mid recording and
mid conversation, like three randomizations later, we're gonna be like, what did I pick again? I don't know. That's a good question.
Yeah, and stuff like that. So I rather just have the edit there on the side written down for us and everything. Don't worry about it.
Question: Are legendaries allowed?
Yeah, anything goes in terms of legendaries and stuff like that. So in this case, for example, we'll use Celebi. We're gonna re-roll it anyway, but that's just because like, how many Pokemon are there? Like 1,600 something.
I feel like we also need to justify why or what it is we'll be doing with that Pokemon as well.
Yeah,
like
for example, we can't just pick Celebi because we could just go back in time.
Pick Celebi and go back in time before I made this dumb decision waking up on this deserted island, you know?
And
immediately
like
end the challenge right then and there.
And everything. So yeah, that's what. So we have to really give a good justification and everything. All right. Do you want to go first in terms of choices? I go, or a little back and forth kind of thing.
You know what? Let's do a secondary thing to kind of vote. Use like a random number generator. We pick a number, whatever's closest to it gets to go first for that round of randomization.
All right, and it's like dodgeball, where it's like once I make a choice or you make a choice to first, I can't pick the same thing.
Yeah. Hopefully that'll make things a little bit more convenient instead of just I'll go first, and then you, and then me, and then you, and then...
and stuff like that, and everything, and stuff like that. There we go. So we're gonna have it randomized between 1 and 10, and then we take a number and guess which one is closer. So in my case, I want to pick 3.
I'll pick 5.
Technically, you're closer, so you go first.
Okay.
Random 6. Let's go. Okay, so the choices are
Okay.
Joltik, Caracosta, Charmeleon, Milcery, Aerodactyl, and Glastree. One of them is a quote unquote like a pseudo legendary. I mean, it is a legendary,
No,
right?
it is a pseudo legendary. But let's go with the situation at hand. This is like a deserted island, right?
Deserted island. You don't know anything about it and stuff like that. So the Tapu Pokemon wouldn't know it either and stuff like that. Which someone did point out, like, what if you're on a deserted island and you hope you be on Alola and stuff like that kind of thing. But no, and
Yeah.
stuff like scenario. No one's discovered it. No one knows where it is. Middle of nowhere. I don't know how you landed on the thing and stuff like that. And none of the Pokemon are quote unquote native there
Right. And I mean, like, as much as I would love to pick the ice horse, I don't for its stats, I don't think that's gonna help me in this survival situation.
because
So
island.
because of an island, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of tempted to pick. Ooh, there's 3 other choices here that would really be beneficial for my survival.
For pick your best bet on that one.
I think I'll go with Charmeleon because being able to start a fire is like the basic of the basics.
Mm-hmm.
And even if he doesn't want to like give me like any of his fire, I'll just grab his tail and he's like just ignite some leaves with it. If
Okay,
he's just not being cooperative.
you're going for like fire's the first
Practical.
basis thing and stuff like that. You know, like everyone, like the moment humanity knew how to use a fire and stuff, everything was went forward from there, kind of thing. Logic, right?
Yeah, yeah. Because I mean, like at the very least, I can boil water. I can cook food. I don't know what
Yeah,
I'd
no,
be
I
eating on
see.
this island for food,
No,
but yeah.
no, no, I see what you mean with like you get seawater, you boil it so you can get all the salt out and stuff like that. Get some natural water and everything. You have that kind of contraption and stuff. No,
Right.
I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Um,
Okay.
well, now Charmeleon's out of the choice and stuff. I too will not choose Glastrier and stuff like that for 2 reasons. One, I actually don't know how it acts, like canonically within the lore of Pokemon and such like that. So for all I
You know
know,
that's
it
that's
is
true.
just it is just a horse, you know, and stuff like it's just a horse. That's
Well,
like the best I could imagine what it is and
it's a
stuff.
special horse that gets ridden by a special Pokemon.
Yeah, but I need the special Pokemon for it to function a little bit better, quote unquote. I don't know. And stuff like that. So I'm not picking it and such like that. And second, I do agree with you that ice on an island and stuff like that. For all I know, there might not actually be a mountain on this case, so I don't really need a horse in general.
I
And
mean,
such
you can
like
use it
that.
to make yourself like a fortress of solitude.
Yeah, but I wouldn't really want that considering if it gets hot and stuff like that, the ice would like drip on my face.
But if it can drip on your face, then that's clean water then.
Yeah, I suppose. But okay. So here's my choice. I actually would choose Aerodactyl because I don't know if I'm gonna get another like flying related Pokemon and stuff like that, and I need to have the height advantage to scour and see like get understanding of my surroundings and stuff like that. And in case something were to occur in terms of like, hey, something's approaching me from the ground level, Aerodactyl could help me get a height advantage and out of danger and stuff. That's
Yeah,
my
I was also
choice. That was my choice.
that's very practical. Yeah, I
Mm.
was thinking like also maybe Caracosta because it can swim. It can
Yeah,
maybe
like
help you
as a
get some
choice
fish.
to either to get fish or like to potentially see if I in this like really extreme scenario, let's say like we actually do see like maybe another island far off and stuff like that to explore to the next island, see if maybe they have any better resources or something like that, or maybe that island's bigger and possibly has like civilization and stuff like that.
Right, and then I was also thinking like Milcery because
Food.
it you use it to make sweets. So I don't know if it can actually spin out some kind of like whipped cream for me to just
Mm-mm.
kind of taste.
I like how we both also just ignored Joltik. I'm sorry, I love Joltik, but in
I don't
survival
know how it's gonna
scenario,
help.
he would not help me. He's the size of like a dime.
Yeah, little bro got shafted. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. You are good in like speedy scenarios, but you would not be good in the survival scenario, Joltik. I'm sorry.
All right, next number.
All right. This time I'm gonna go high and I'm gonna say 8.
I'm going. I am gonna go 3.
Ah! Okay, Raptor
Okay.
goes first again, and such like that. This time I'm gonna generate it 2 times and stuff, and then every time after that we're gonna keep going up, just so that it randomizes a little more thoroughly and stuff. So
Okay.
1, 2. Ooh, okay. We have another legendary Pokemon on this choice list.
Interesting layout.
Okay, we have
Okay,
Raikou,
well,
Chandelure, Kingler, Garganacl, Blaziken, and Slowking. We got two
Garnicle.
fire.
That's a funny name.
We got 2 fire types and 2 water types.
Ooh. Can I Mega Evolve Blaziken?
I'm not sure.
Can I Mega Evolve Slowking?
I'm
Actually, not a
not
slow
sure.
bro.
Yeah, but I'm
This
not
is a
sure.
toughie.
I'm not
Okay,
sure.
okay. Now, can I eat these Pokemon?
Any interpretation that you want to say.
Because, I'm kind of in the mood for seafood here.
Why are you gonna boil Kingler?
Listen, I'm not saying that, okay? I'm not saying that's what I would do, because I haven't made a choice yet. But it is definitely on the table.
You do have the Charmeleon already, so I don't think you need a fire.
Especially one that, especially Chandelure, because I don't know if it still takes after Litwick's characteristics where it just kind of slowly eats your soul away. So I probably wouldn't want that in a survival scenario where it's just constantly working against me. There's a Blaziken. What are the odds of getting 2 starter Pokemon, 2 fire type starter Pokemon on an abandoned island? And
If we're actually doing this for a
island.
fight scenario, for a battle scenario, you immediately get 2 really good Pokemon because starters automatically have a better stat list than any other Pokemon later down the line that we get. Besides,
I could have picked up the Ice Horse.
Yeah, you could have, but I mean, like, we both know
Or
legendaries are
this
like
guy.
slow as hell.
No, Raikou is not. It's a beast.
All right, but who's your choice?
That's such a tough one. Not the Chandelure. I don't know how useful a Kingler could be. Could I? So is it if I were to pick something like a Slowking, would it be able to talk to me like the ones in the anime and in the movie?
Yeah, however,
The big brain one, the one that was actually really smart, or is it just like a dumb old one?
I don't know.
Because if so, I could definitely get his advice on like, hey man,
What
should
I
we do on this island?
Yeah, but the
How do
thing
we
is,
not
is
die?
that Slowking wasn't exactly like the smartest. He knew everything. He was just wise because he knew about that specific legend in particular. Do you expect him to be smart on every other occasion as well and such like that? For all we know, he was just smart because he had seen it happen before and just stuck around on that particular spot and everything. We're not saying that he knows like all the knowledge within the universe kind of thing.
Okay, but maybe. Blaziken would probably not help unless I'm using it to cut down trees. And that's another thing too. There's no guarantee that this island we're gonna be on is even like a deserted island that has trees on it, mountain on it,
I don't know.
rocks on it. Maybe
the
maybe it's just a tiny little sandbar is all it is.
like, are you talking about like the little sand island in SpongeBob?
Sure, the Bikini Atoll itself. Maybe there's not even a tree on there.
You're just on
Maybe
sand.
it's just like that little. Yeah, like that's the thing. It could be that, or it can be like an actual like forested, plot of
It's
land.
however you want to interpret this hypothetical island.
Because if that was the case, maybe I would want a man. I'm gonna stuck between these two. Maybe I'll pick up the Raikou as a guard dog.
You want Raikou?
As a guard dog, yeah, and it's not slow. It's actually pretty fast, so it can just quickly get me around the island. as well to
Okay. Okay,
look for
we did
resources.
say it was fair that you could pick legendaries and stuff like that, and that's why the legendaries are in here on the generator and such. And everything. So that's a valid point, considering it's fast and it's also. I would imagine you could
I'm
also use
assuming it's
it.
fast as lightning.
I would also assume that you probably use it as a way to ward off like storms and stuff like that, as well as like
It'll
electricity
be my
is.
lightning rod. I sleep on the inside of my hut. He sleeps on the outside like a filthy animal.
I was gonna say like Raikou could also help because like electric types are super effective against water types, and that's how you get your fish.
Maybe, but it'd be pretty messed up to just electrocute the water and just get fish that way.
No, just get that one particular spot, not all the water. Okay.
I mean, it's a legendary. Who knows how far that goes? But yeah, okay.
My choice actually would be Slowking, and here's my logic is that is
It's because
because
he can
it's
talk to you. I knew it.
no
I knew
no
it. You're planning against me.
no, he's a psychic type, and obviously
He's
I am low on the manpower situation, so using his psychic abilities would be able to carry things and such like that and help build things a little bit faster than if we were just to use actual physical labor.
Does he use any moves that actually do that?
Yeah, he is like partial. He has psychic
Okay,
and stuff
that's
like
good.
that. And most psychic type Pokemon have the ability to at least levitate objects and stuff like that, like multiple of it. So I
Yo, if
think
we got like a Alakazam, that would have been great.
yeah, and stuff like that. So that's why I probably pick Slowking, as well as the fact that I have to assume every water type Pokemon that uses like water gun or bubble or like they could use rain dance and stuff like that. That's how I get fresh water
Okay.
and stuff like that. That's my logic. All right. Third choice. I shall pick
You didn't even want to
number.
choose. You don't want to talk about Garnicle?
No,
The salt Pokemon? The salt brick Pokemon?
no. I probably get like some kind of like kidney problem from how much sodium I be eating.
Okay. I
I
picked number 6.
You pick number 6. I'll do number 3. Okay, I get to
All right.
go first for the first time. Nice. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3. Ooh, okay.
Oh, look at that. The other one.
Furfro, Suicune, Shiinotic, Natu, Annihilate, and Brute Bonnet. So first off, I got 2 fungi here.
They
A
don't seem that fun to
dog.
me.
I got 2 fungi. I got 2 dogs, a small bird, and a dead monkey.
An angry dead monkey.
Okay, just to make it fair, I probably picked Suicune, but for 2 reasons and such like that. In case, Slowking actually doesn't have Rain Dance and stuff, because I'm not 100% sure if it's in his move list and such, and the water gun, like water like producing abilities that Slowking cannot do, and such like
Right.
that. Suicune would probably purify my water and such if it's
It
based
just
on
has
the
to step on
movie.
the water and it's immediately purified.
And such like that. So I got clean water as a backup case. Also, Suicune himself has great agility powers. So in case the whole like Aerodactyl thing doesn't really work out, like he's not in my immediate vicinity, Suicune is also pretty fast to get me as well. Because from the games, Entei, Raikou, and Suicune run around the whole region, and you have a chance of running into them. And they always have the first move first to potentially run away. So I have to assume that they have a really high speed stat. So it would be really helpful to move around fairly quickly if the island's actually quite bigger than the Bikini Barnacle.
Right. Well, more so than that, you can just literally hop onto it and just flee the island.
Yeah, and such like that. There's that too, and such like that. That's my choice of choosing Suicune and such. But of course, I know like people are gonna say like, well, you choose the legendary and stuff like that and everything. It's all fair game, based on what's generated. But to be fair, I kind of left Raptor with no other good choices and such like that. Considering Furfrou can't really do anything.
I
So
don't have to pick the Furfrou.
yeah, you don't have to, but I meant like the annihilate. What would it help you do and such like that? Honestly,
Chop down trees.
I think your only good option would be Natu, considering Natu is also a psychic type.
I don't think the little dude can actually use confusion or psychic or telekinesis.
I think he
Something
can.
I would have to evolve it. Okay, but what about the mushrooms?
I mean,
Brood Bonnet isn't a true mushroom, it's just a paradox. But Shiinotic can use paralysis.
I mean, if you're gonna try to use it as like a way to get like traps and such, how are you gonna get the paralysis off of it without affecting you? If you were to use that,
I don't have to be on it. I don't have to be near it.
No. So say like you use it as like a mechanism to capture like food and stuff like that, animal to eat and everything. How do you get the paralyzing material that it used on it to trap it off so that you could eat it?
Well, I'm not quite sure how it really works in the Pokemon world, but I'm pretty sure it's like it uses stun spore.
Mm-hmm.
So these little spores that land on the skin of the animal paralyze it. I'm not gonna eat the skin of the animal. I'm gonna have to skin it, drain it, and cut it up. So it's probably gonna get removed somewhere along the way. If it's like like a normal pig I find across the island,
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise, like maybe Brute Bonnet for a similar role, and I'm not sure what else you can do. I can use it as a.
You're using him as like more of a meat shield than anything.
Probably that, and then Annihilate to chop down trees.
Pick one.
So, probably the Shiinotic to help make gathering food easier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
We're keeping track of what we've picked so far, right?
Yes, you have chosen a Charmeleon, a Raikou, and a Shiinotic. This is a strange ensemble of choices. All right.
I mean, do I have a choice?
All right. I want to go high, so I'm gonna pick number 7.
I am picking 6.
Haha. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh. Okay, we got some babies and
interesting.
Yuxi.
Another legendary. Look at that.
Look, out of the 1,000 something Pokemon, how have we hit like 3 different legendaries?
That's a great question.
Okay. So, all right. So, we have Houndour, Feebas, Vigoroth, Yuxi, Poliwag, and Sinistea. I'm not gonna pick Yuxi for 2 reasons. And such like that. I already have a psychic type that I believe could use telekinesis, and such like that. And I don't want to double dip on the whole legendary thing and stuff like that. In terms of it. But I do need a Pokemon that could cut items. So I guess my choice would be Vigoroth, because Houndour would produce fire, but I don't know if it could produce enough fire for me to actually benefit off of and everything, other than like if I just got flint steel like normally, like in Minecraft and stuff. Feebas is Feebas and everything, and I think Sinistea and Poliwag equally don't really produce too much in terms of the survival beneficial and such like that.
Well,
versus like we have evidence Vigoroth can cut wood.
Yes. Also, I believe Sinistea actually, whatever's in its teacup is not actually that healthy for you to drink. If the enemy is shown as anything, you don't want to drink it. But it will not help you regardless.
Alright, but yeah, Vigoroth is my choice.
I don't think I would need a Poliwag. So, and I already have a fire type for, so I don't need a Houndour. And I don't think I would have the long-term sustainability to evolve a Feebas.
Especially when it needs beauty points and such like that, and we don't got no puffins or the little like Pez dispenser Pokemon
I'll
thing.
just tell him he's pretty every day until he evolves. Um, okay, if nothing else, I'll probably pick up the Uxie, if nothing else, just to have a friend.
I don't know if
It's the closest humanoid looking
I don't know
thing.
if Yuxi's much of a conversation. I'm not gonna lie.
Did he give humans willpower?
Yeah, but
Or
you're gonna need a lot of willpower with your team right now.
listen, whether this one is the willpower Pokemon or the knowledge Pokemon or the wisdom Pokemon, I don't care. I will need willpower. I will need one of them to really help me here.
Okay, okay.
Even then, I get the feeling that this wouldn't even be a like I'm here to help you type of Pokemon. It'd be more of a well, I'm here if you needed me. I'm gonna go chill underneath that tree for like most of the day. See you.
All right. This time I choose number 4.
Pikachu, I choose you. 6. Exactly.
Okay, I get to pick. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Ooh, okay. So our choices are Aerodactyl, Purloin, Oshawott, Hariyama, Golduck, and Salandit. I'm not
How do
gonna
you feel about
double.
a second Aerodactyl?
I'm not gonna double dip with Aerodactyl. Double dip on the
Are you sure?
Aerodactyl. I'm not. But here's my logic. Here's my logic. I have lacked any fire producing Pokemon in general, and such like that. And I cannot guarantee I'm gonna find Flint Steel when I Flint Coal or something like that, to whatever combination it is to make fire, and such like that on this island and everything. And I have an Aerodactyl, a Slowking, a Suicune, and a Vigoroth. So I have something to make clean water. I could potentially just find any like harvest items and make soup and such like that. But I need that fire to create warmth and to create heat for my food. So while Salandit does not produce a big flame, he produces enough of a flame more than the Houndour previous choice and such like that. And potentially, if this is a girl, I would have a Salazzle.
How does that help your situation?
That would produce a bigger flame because it is a more powerful Pokemon. And by proxy, I could also attract more Salandits into my care because of Salazzle and have more fire producing Pokemon.
That's assuming there are
Other,
Sandlit.
yeah,
Okay.
that is my choice.
Well, I don't think I would need a Purloin. An Oshawott would probably be not as effective compared if I had like a Golduck.
I like how we're ignoring Hariyama in this case.
I'm thinking of Hariyama, but I'm also thinking of Aerodactyl. Like Golduck, Aerodactyl, and Hariyama are like 3 I'm kind of like looking at. One, I don't even know if I would probably need an Aerodactyl to help fly around with.
Yeah, considering the fact that you have a Charmeleon that could possibly evolve to Charizard.
I also have a Raikou to help move around the island. I can also use the Uxie
to
just
fly
hold on to its tiny little patitas and just have it like lift me
I
up
was
in the
gonna
air.
say use Psychic.
That too. I could just like fly around with it like in the anime, like the first Pokemon Indigo League when Ash was like flying around like with Gengar, Haunter, and Ghastly.
Yeah, and
Granted,
stuff
they
like
were
that.
dead, but I like to think with Psychic you just gotta pick someone up like that in a similar way.
Yeah, kind of thing and stuff like that. I feel like that would probably be like the best case scenario and such like that in terms of flying.
I don't have a woodcutter, so Hariyama would probably be my best bet.
Hariyama could cut wood.
I could punch like a chunk of the wood.
I suppose. All right, so we are down to the last choice of our survival edition Pokemon team building. I'm going to go at number 5.
I'm gonna go number 8.
Okay, so you get to pick this one. All right, we're gonna generate 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and last choice, number 6. Ooh. Okay, some of these choices are far better than the others.
I kind of preferred the last generation, like that kind of
You
skipped
saw
over.
the
But
Jirachi.
Jirachi would have helped. Jirachi, I wish for food.
How long would it
Don't
take
let me
though?
starve, Jirachi.
It would take 5 turns. How long is 5 turns sometimes?
That's a great question. Don't need a Raichu. Capsakid is at this point. I think it's just a grass type, so I'm not sure.
It produces some fire.
Yeah, but I already have fire. A Doublade is exactly what I would need for wood cutting, but something tells me those swords aren't really meant for chopping wood. I don't think I'd be very happy with how I'm using it. Candy Shocks would be very similar to a Raichu. I
Mm-hmm.
probably wouldn't need it unless like we have things on the island which we can power with electricity, but I'm not imagining that.
Producing electricity by like suddenly creating a battery out of rocks and wood.
Yeah, I mean, great, but then what? I have a battery. Do I have a phone? Do I have a radio? No. Eldegoss or Hattern? Both of these, I feel like really don't play a big role.
It's your choice, really.
Especially Hattern. How would that help? It just it can read my vibes. I am not vibing well. Great, thanks for the status check. And then when it evolves, I don't want that to chase me down and beat me up because I'm in a bad mood.
You're stressed like hell in this scenario. Of course, it's gonna smack you. You already
Yeah.
picked a Uxie to try to give you willpower and such like that. I don't know if it's helping.
Okay. Yeah, maybe Eldegoss. It looks like it's got like little a cotton head, so I can just fashion clothes and rope out of that, right?
Sorry, I
Basic
was
building
typing.
material.
I see what you
Yeah,
mean.
I
I
think
see what you mean.
I'll use it for
I
building
would have
material.
argued that Eldegoss also would have been helping you take care of a garden if you make a makeshift garden, considering it's a grass type and such like
Right,
that.
but like I'm not quite sure if it can actually sprout anything, but if it can, great.
Well, I mean, I feel like grass types are naturally really good at knowing like what grows better and stuff like that, considering it's like second nature to them as as they grow.
Mm, I kind of feel like that's right, but I'm not quite sure if it actually is true. If it's just more of like, well, my affinity is closer to that of grass. That doesn't mean I'm particularly the best gardener, you know?
Well, I mean, it's better than your Raikou.
True, but then again, I don't really think Trico is gonna be a good gardener, you know?
Your Shinada could work with Eldegoss in the gardening section.
There you go. I'll give both of them a job in Home Depot.
Okay, so since I don't have any other choices outside Eldegoss, because I would have picked Eldegoss too for that reason and stuff, I think for the night defense, I do need a Pokemon that doesn't really require sleep, and I think Doublé would probably be my choice as a defense at night and such. So while Suicune is there to help me during the day for travel and stuff, Slowking's helping build and everything. Vigoroth is cutting up stuff, so Landit is tending to the fire and stuff, and Aerodactyl is giving me my aerial. I need someone on the ground to protect me, and that would be Doublade. Especially at night, because I don't think ghost types really need to sleep.
That thing's a ghost type?
Yeah. It's a steel ghost, isn't it?
That sounds right, yeah. I was wondering the person was just pure steel type.
No. So yeah, in terms of our survival team, I don't think we did it half bad.
It was pretty good, all things considered.
Yeah, I think for my team, I think one of my biggest downsides in terms of it is definitely I don't have a Pokemon to help tend to like resources for a garden and stuff like that. That would have to all come from me and knowing what like I can and cannot eat and such like that. So that's gonna be a little bit on the tougher side if I don't just go for a full like protein diet and hunt and fish for stuff and everything. I think for you, your problem might actually be that your your only Pokemon to defend you is Raikou if you have him as night guard duty.
Or the Uxie.
Mm.
Because I'm pretty sure it can just kind of detect with its psychic powers, like,
Yeah, you have
creatures
yeah,
nearby.
you do have like a
It's an
security
alarm system,
system.
and then the Raikou is like the attack dog.
Yeah, and such like
It is
that.
the lightning rod, the attack dog, and the getaway driver.
But you definitely also I feel like you're suffering in terms of the aerial advantage and stuff like that and everything. But like you said, Uxie is your security. It is your security system. So if any danger comes in within like a certain amount of distance and stuff, you already know when to skedaddle.
Right. I was. I feel like be propped up by the Uxie regardless with its psychic powers.
Mm-hmm.
If
And so,
nothing else, I can just be like, all right, chuck me up in the air towards the ocean in case. And I can just kind of see if there's like anything around.
but
If it
yeah,
doesn't want to pick me up.
I think this is pretty good, and all things considered of our choices and such like that.
Honestly, yeah.
But like yeah. So for this first portion and such like that, I'd love to hear you guys' choices, based on what we had as options as your survival team and what you would have built compared to us without the restriction of first pick situation. So we're gonna move on to the second part, which is our home life edition. And now we need to specify what our specific home life would be. So in my case, I am a content creator. I work. I do go to work elsewhere and stuff like that, but I also in my home life to be comfortable and stuff, and everything. I am an artist, so we're gonna focus on that aspect as my sense of comfort, in which I need a team to help me to my day to day situation. What's your setup in terms of your home life edition?
Currently technically jobless, but I was thinking more of Pokemon that can just help around the house in general.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't think of any specific thing. And I mean, even if there was, like, I would like to work maybe as an engineer. So I would like to have something like, a Metagross, the supercomputer, to help run through some numbers for me when I'm working. So
I do want to have.
ideally, if I get something like that, but even then, is
Yeah,
that gonna
I mean,
happen?
one of the
One in
things that it
1,000?
automatically fulfills is that all of these Pokemons are going to be companions and stuff. So we won't have any like social aspect in which we're going to be concerned about, kind of thing and stuff. And obviously, this is the complete opposite of the spectrum. We're not thinking of survival. We're thinking of comfort at this point.
Right. Yeah. So
Mm-hmm. So we're gonna go on the first choice here. I'm gonna pick number 6.
three. Pick number three, my lord. Three.
Okay, I go first. So we're gonna. So I'm gonna like hit a bunch of them, and then I'm gonna hit one so that it's a little bit fair. So we're gonna do that, and one. Okay. These are some
Easily.
choices. These are some choices compared to what was the previous one, which was what was it? I think I saw Zamazeta on the other one.
I saw that too. I was like, huh?
So our
Wait a
choices
minute.
are Girder, Igglybuff, Nidoran, Alakazam, Esperada, and Primarina. Ooh. um. Okay, so I definitely win one Girder and such like that. I don't think I really need Girder in terms of my comfort of life and everything, and I don't think Esperada would suit me. So at this point, I'm left with the pretty Pokemon or the cute Pokemon. I think I would like Primarina for two reasons. One, Primarina would be like possibly my source of music because she is a diva. But
And
second of
sings?
yeah, Primarina sings. She's a mermaid.
Or he. We don't have all the facts yet.
Uh, and then second of all, as an artist, I always try to find beauty in everything and stuff. And obviously, having a very beautiful Pokemon already off the bat would help out with the inspiration here and there, and such like that. Also, here's the third one that just came up to me and everything and such like that. I do like the idea of possibly gardening a little bit and stuff like that. And I think Primarina would enjoy having a little garden here and there to help out.
Okay, yeah, that's cute.
All
In a
right.
completely opposite direction. When I think of an ostrich, I think of some of them getting a little too, like, I guess, up close and personal with humans that they have to literally get something like a frying pan and whack them over the head. That's something that comes to mind if I were to even, like, think about having, like, an Espartha, like, in my day-to-day life. They just, like, poke its head too close to me, get the frying pan, bang, get out away from me. No. I would probably pick the Alcremie, because it's, a pastry Pokemon. Pokemon help me with pastries.
You better have a sweet tooth then, because I don't know if Alcremie could make anything else besides pastries.
I do have a sweet tooth, so it helps me regardless. No one else here is gonna really help, unless I'm using that Iggly buff as a pillow.
Or a girder helps you like work out kind of thing. Honestly, I
Yeah.
feel like everyone's out of shape now these days. I am. I know I am.
Yeah, I mean that Alcremie ain't gonna do me any favors, so but still, I'll go with it. I'll go with it.
All right. I'm gonna pick number 2.
I will pick number 7.
Right on the
Okay.
dot.
I love how we just changed only one numbers. Okay.
All right. 1, 2. Ooh, these are bad choices. Some of them are a little bit
Okay.
better. Some of them are a little worse.
I like how you're like, ooh, terrible choices. Like, okay, well, that's not the reaction I expected to hear. Do I want the freaking corpse carnival Palossand over here?
So our choices are Quaxley, Fearow, Nidoqueen, Palossand, Swablu, or Heatmore.
Could really use something for extra heating, but I don't think Heatmore would be right for the job.
I was gonna say we live in Texas. I don't think we don't want more heat.
The heck would I use a Fearow for?
I mean, that's up to you, man. You
A
interpret how you want.
Swablu? A Swablu seems kind of nice and comfortable to sleep on. Its little wings would be like comfortable little pillows I could sleep on.
So that's your choice,
But
Swablu?
as far as I could see here, okay. When it comes to these water type Pokemon, can they produce an infinite amount of water from their bodies?
From how they're depicted on the on like their promotional material, it looks like it.
Right? Because if so, I would definitely love to just cut off like the water supply to my house and just have Quaxley supply it for me. But I feel like there's a limit to that.
Instead of trying to get our life comfortable, you're trying to cheat the system and not pay the government with your Pokemon.
Hey, living comfortably means paying less.
So you don't need to pay for pastries because Alakazam will do it, and you don't need to pay for your water bill because Quaxley will take care of it.
Exactly. Now you're thinking with poor. No. Probably the Swablu used to be a comfortable pillow.
Okay.
And if that thing evolves into an Altaria, great. I got like a makeshift bed for me. I don't need a bed. It is the bed. My one worry is that we just smell like bird.
If I'm gonna choose a Pokemon that's probably gonna be helping me, and such like that to my normal day to day that I have currently and stuff like that, Fearow would get me over the traffic, no problem.
I feel like. What's this about? Not like trying to cheat the system.
Hey, look. you're trying to cheat the government system from like necessities like water,
I was thinking
like
about
water
it. I
and
didn't actually
food and
act on
stuff
it.
like that. Me, I'm trying to cheat the system from not having the necessity of having to put greenhouse gases into our system and using like either public transportation or readily available transportation that I have, which in this case would be a flying bird.
Yeah, just wait until you come across an Abra. Then you just teleport everywhere. Then what's the point of the bird?
All right. So, all right, you're gonna pick what number?
5.
I will pick number 2. Yeah.
Okay.
Number 3. Sorry, I highlighted that. All right. So, 1, 2, and 3. Hello, UXC. Welcome back.
Interesting.
So we have Honchkrow, Yuxi, Bundlebee, Slackoth, Vikavold, and Remoraid. I know we said we weren't going to cheat the system, but I immediately looked at the Vikavold and said, I don't have to charge my phone.
I looked at the Bumblebee and I was like, that's one way to burrow around and start a garden.
Like, I don't mind getting down and dirty to like, plant my flowers and stuff like that and everything, but, like, man, does my phone run out of battery halfway through the day because I watch a bunch of videos or listen to music throughout the day and stuff like that? A Vikavolt would be great.
You know, I think it is actually kind of used for generating power for things like that.
Yeah, like, I know Charge-a-Bug does and stuff like that and everything. So I'd probably pick Vikavolt. And plus, as a content creator related lifestyle where I use quite a bit of electricity to power my computer and such like that so I can make my stuff and everything, Vikavolt would definitely be helping out with that department in terms of powering like my cameras, my lights and stuff like that and everything for whenever I need to record.
If the power ever does go out, Vikavolt is your backup battery.
Yeah. Yeah, and such like that. Now, whether or not it's actually going to power my Wi-Fi is a different issue. Alright, so your choices now are Honchkrow, Yuxi, Bundlebee, Slackoth, and Remoraid.
Well, I don't feel like having a pet goldfish. I don't need 2 lazy bums in the house. Me included is already 1, and that's 1 too many.
You don't need Diddy Kong there.
I don't need Diddy Kong. Probably not the Bumblebee because I can't really see myself as being an active gardener if I'm going to be working as an engineer. Maybe the Honchkrow for transportation, but I kind of don't mind driving to work.
It says the Tesla owner.
Exactly. That's exactly why. So I'm like, what good would that help?
So we're double dipping with the Yuxi on both teams.
Well, I didn't say that. But if I had to say it, it's another comfort creature is really what it is. Do you think I should start building a shrine in the backyard for these things? Like one of the little Japanese, like little Shinto, like shrines for you to take a nap in.
For you specifically, for Yuxi, yes, and stuff. And then you need to have like a little lake, little pond lake area for Yuxi to.
No. That's too rich for my blood. I'll just give it like a little mini bowl of water in its little shrine every day. That's its lake right there. I'm sure it'd be a great like gaming buddy to play with. You know.
All right. This time I'm gonna pick.
How good at video games do you think the Lake Guardians would be?
I don't know. I'm gonna pick.
Hold on.
Number 8.
Number 4.
You're closer.
5. Okay.
You're closer. All right. So this is number 4. 1, 2, 3, and here's our next choice. 4. Ooh, we got shiny on this list.
I didn't even know we can get megas in here outright.
All right, so I guess the other question from the previous one, if we can Mega Evolve, has been solved. They have to be completely separate, I guess.
Interesting to note. Can I do something with the Mega Absol?
I don't know. In this case,
do the wings actually work? Or is that just for
Ah,
aesthetic?
I think it's for aesthetic at this point.
All right, you've disappointed me for the last time, my guy. I don't think I need a Solosis. I I already have one fluffy pillow. I don't think I want a waterbed slimy pillow. Torkoal may not help in
Especially in
Texas.
Texas.
Wait. Carne asadas. He's already got steam coming out of him.
I was gonna
That's
say
perfect for smoking and grilling. Oh, that's so good.
That's your barbecue, Torkoal.
Yes, not to be confused with my non-barbecue Torkoal. That's my fireplace Torkoal.
Yeah, like in that short with the slugma and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was thinking of like, yeah. I mean, as cool as a shiny Purloin would be, what am I gonna do with it? There's nothing for me there. A Granbull? I mean, kind of
He's a
like dogs, but
companion.
like,
He's a
I'm not gonna.
companion.
That's what the Yuxi's for. It's a lake guardian and
To
my
be fair,
like 9 to 5 friend.
all the Pokemon are companions.
Yeah, so Torkoal.
Okay,
He's gonna be my barbecue buddy.
I'd pick Solosis actually, and here's the reason: Solosis would help me with carrying things, because again, psychic, and such like that.
Doesn't
And
have any arms.
No, psychic abilities and such like that. And I feel like Solosis would be a good little floating buddy to remember that I need to take care of myself whenever I've been too deep into a project.
You know, you keep bringing up this idea of them being able to use psychic powers to move things around, but do you think it's something more like a muscle? Like there's different levels of strength to what they can pick up. How are you sure that Solosis can pick up a bag of groceries and not, a a can of soda with a lot of difficulty?
We'll train it
For all
up.
you
We'll
know,
train it up. Don't worry.
you'll be like, Solosis, can you please get me a Coke? And it's gonna try so hard to bring it to you because it's like it's a Solosis.
I
It's the
also
first stage
think
evolution.
I also this is weird, my thought process, but I feel like Solosis would also make a really good stress ball.
You're cruel.
I feel like Solosis would think it's a very like good like pet and stuff. It's like when cats like to get like kind of like patted on their rear end really hard and stuff like that, but they actually kind of like it. I feel like Solosis getting squished like semi firmly would like that.
Firmly grasp it. Poor Purloin. It's shiny. We don't even pick it.
Look. If I wanted a cat that I could actually like and stuff like that, I would get a Skitty, because Purloin's too sassy for my taste and such. And Claydol is not the best choice, because Claydol immediately brings in the Sandstorm.
With an ability or an active moveset?
That's his ability.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and such. So no. All right.
Well, I guess that's your choices.
We are gonna be on number 5 now. You pick.
10.
I am gonna go for 1 then. Ha!
Okay then.
Exactly. So 1, 2, 3.
Did I say
4,
10? I meant to drop the 0.
And then here's the next one. Okay.
Hey, whoa! Look at that.
Okay.
Look at that.
If I said I had to pick a cat.
Look
Okay.
at you, Jaeger.
Okay,
What is that?
wait. I have questions about Slitherwing, because I actually didn't have the game version with Slitherwing in it. I did not have a Scarlet. I had Violet and such like that. Is Slitherwing like actually warm, or is it just a moth that produces fire?
It's a moth, and it doesn't really produce a whole lot of fire. It's got a different typing if you want to look it up.
Ah.
So the Paradox Pokemon are meant to look like, but they don't exactly have the abilities of.
Yeah, no, because my concern is more if Slitherwing is a Pokemon that like generates heat and such like that just from existing. Because I am a warm
No, actually,
person.
its typing is very funny.
What is it?
It's a bug fighting type.
But it is fluffy.
Allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's fuzzy moth feathers on it or something else. You would hope so.
But I do need like a companion that would just like kind of chill with me and stuff like that. So as I said before with the Purloin and stuff like that, I gotta choose Skitty at this point and everything. I love me a good kitty, and I think
Yeah, I was gonna say it'd be
Skitty
pretty weird for you to just kind of hype up a Skitty and then not even
not
like
pick.
pick it when it does come around.
Look, I was just asking a valid question about Slitherwing because if Slitherwing is very cuddly and such like that, I have a giant cuddle pillow and such like that. But if it's not guaranteed that he's not like super duper warm and stuff like that, or not, I choose the Skitty because I don't need no. I
You
don't.
really left me here with nothing. What am I gonna do with the fighting moth? What am I gonna do with the tiny little bunny of a Nidoran? A bat, like a Swoobat?
I mean, I think you would have an interesting time learning about like the different dimensional space Pokemon from Naganadel.
You're right. Maybe I will pick up Naganadel.
It's because wasn't you like really?
It's a dragon
interested-
poison type.
Yeah, but it's also like like a paradox Pokemon.
An Ultra Beast.
Yeah, and it's like
Yeah,
from
so-
space kind of thing or different dimension altogether and such.
I
I,
have,
I
like-
feel like you would be interested considering how much you talk about NASA with me.
Honestly, though, I am conflicted with how Ultra Wormholes, Parallel Dimensions, Multiverse, and whatever the heck Terrapagos is even doing with Paradox Pokemon. If is it just bringing them from time or actually bring them from different places like Ultra
Now my
Space?
question is that how big does Naganadel have to be to live in your house? Because
Outside.
isn't it quite big?
Outside now!
So it's outside. It's outside with your Torkoal, and your
Oh, actually, okay. So a thing about Naganadel is it doesn't really float like the way you see it here. It's actually more like kind of laid back, and the stinger's pointing forward. So it's more long than it is tall, if that makes sense. But it's technically 11 feet, quote unquote, tall from back of its head to the stinger.
Yeah, but I don't think it would be comfortable like crawling on like its front two legs because it doesn't have any back legs to support itself and stuff and
I'm
everything.
gonna be honest. I don't think that thing even has legs. Those aren't legs. They're little
No.
mini
Like
spike
yeah,
protrusion
and
needle
stuff like
things.
that. So like yeah, I think like it's staying outside.
Yeah, no, you're grounded.
I mean, you
I'm
have
sorry,
you
you're
have
staying
you have
outside.
a you have a flying transportation in case you need to go somewhere quickly.
True. Yeah. So that's
Mm-hmm.
cool.
All right, and we're down to our last Pokemon on the team build. So I will pick number 7.
I will pick 6.
Haha. Number 9. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and number 6. Here we go. Ooh! Oh no! I already have a cat. I already have a cat.
That's hilarious.
I want Weed Cat.
Well, why can't you have 2?
No, because I also want the Zoroark.
Ooh, good call.
Those two, and
All right,
I already
all
have Vikavolt. I'm not gonna double dip on the Vikavolt.
Reason it out. Why would you want a Zoroark?
I feel like Zoroark is a loyal companion and such like that. And I also think as a girl going out in public and such like that, I do need one Pokemon that is for protection. And as you can see, on my list, I got Primarina, I got Fearow, I got Vikavolt, Solosis, and Skitty. Skitty ain't scaring anyone. Solosis definitely isn't scaring anyone. Fearow maybe if you have like a fear of it poking you, but I don't know, it's gonna be like scary and stuff. Vikavolt, if everyone is using Vikavolt the way that I've been using it and stuff like that, it's not gonna be really scary and stuff. And Primarina definitely isn't gonna scare anyone and such like that. So I need like a bulky bodyguard for my comfort at sake when I go out at night and such like that. And in case I could have Zoroark also transform into like a person and such like that, and I have a companion going out, and if something were to happen and such like that, it scare any like danger off, because again, in my circumstances, because I am a girl and such like that, I do need that little layer of extra protection kind of thing, instead of having to carry around like pepper spray or a taser. In this case, Zorak would be my taser.
Okay. I already have a barbecuer, so I don't need a Quilava. I don't think... I really don't want a Sprigatito to be lazing around the house.
I mean, you can also get a Vikavolt for your Tesla.
This is very true. However, I was thinking of making an appeal to the state to let me either A, relocate, or B, just turn my home into a heritage site, because I was thinking of picking up the Azoth and just be like, hey guys, if I feel like these two
doesn't Yuxi and Azelf live on 2 different lakes?
Yes. So I would need 2 shrines with 2 different bowls of water. At that point, do you think I could just make an appeal to state and just like turn my house into a shrine? Since I would have 2 mythical, almost divine beings
you do realize that
chilling at my place.
No, but dude, you do know it takes work to take care of a shrine and stuff. If you live at said shrine, you gotta take care of the shrine.
Yeah, so I'll have to like receive whenever visitors come by and
but
donate money.
Yeah, but the
I would
government
be using that for the upkeep.
Yeah, so you're gonna live like the Buddha lifestyle, which is with no like machinery kind of thing and stuff like that. You know that, right? Like living like
No. On the bright side, I won't have to pay state taxes. Think about it. I don't have to pay taxes if it's like, holy ground.
Oh god.
Plus, I could always just have like, a little mini room away from the shrine with my computer and TV. That's really all I really need.
So
I'll have the kitchen elsewhere. A little mini dining hall for all the Pokemon in the Azoth and the Yuxi.
Okay,
Not Mesprit. We are only Mesprit haters around here.
Now you would have the space for Naganadel to easily be there, instead of like, a little backyard.
Exactly.
And stuff like that. So
it would all work out.
So Alakram is there to make the pastries for the visitors at the shrine and such like that. Swablu is there to help with sweeping and everything and such like that, with whatever Minchino that happens to come along the way and stuff like that. And Torko's there to help. Torko's there for the barbecues whenever you need to actually cook food for the visitors and stuff like that with Alakram.
That's exactly true.
So basically, what you've converted to is to be a monk.
Accidentally.
We completely changed
there's no
your
reason why I
lifestyle.
can't be the manager. I can't be a manager.
You completely changed your lifestyle that we initially set out with just your team comp in general. You went from being like an engineer like jobless person to technically you're still jobless, but you run a temple which does not produce that much more money than minimum
I didn't say
wage.
a temple. I said a shrine. I don't think we have the resources to build an entire...
Versus me, I've actually been very comfortable with my lifestyle. I have friends, I got stuff taken care of in terms of my needs and such like that, and I have protection.
This is very true. I do like Azoth more than Yuxi. I picked Yuxi out of necessity.
From the other choices?
From the other choices, yeah. So I mean,
I'm more surprised that you got Yuxi twice in both scenarios that we had.
Honestly, if you put in any other Pokemon, I probably would have picked that one just because of the hand I kept getting dealt with, and I was like, I don't think this would help with what I have in mind. And in fact, whenever it comes to Yuxi and Azoth, it's just more of, I don't really have anything in mind. I just think it'd be pretty neat to have these guys just hanging around.
All right, so that is our team in terms of our lifestyles, and I guess Raptors change lifestyles from living.
I'm still an engineer.
In a shrine.
I never said I was living on a hill. I never said I was living on a... This isn't a Japanese... Listen, I said a shrine. Why do you think it's a Japanese one? I didn't say that. I just said I
How are
just want
you
to
gonna
maybe
have
make an appeal.
visitors? How do you? The shrine has to be open for visitors to come in and such like that. Of course, you're gonna need that.
First off, we're in Texas. It's private land. It's a private shrine. Second of all, they need permission
Would it
with
be like
money.
a church in that sense?
That's a
Because
great
a
question.
church is technically a Catholic shrine or a Christian
Well,
shrine,
I mean,
depending on which version
well, I
of
was gonna say there's also
Judaism you
like
go through.
there's churches, there's synagogues, there's temples, there's shrines. There's depending on the religion, there's a different type of special building. But for
Yeah.
these guys, I was definitely thinking more along the lines of a Japanese shrine, but I was not thinking of a Japanese temple.
All right. But yeah, so that is essentially our team for our level of comfort in our lifestyles and such like that. Overall, this was pretty fun. I'm not gonna lie, this was really fun and such like that. You really had to
It
think through
went
with the choices that we got.
it really went down different directions I didn't expect for it to go, but I
Oh yeah,
mean,
no, most definitely. When I was thinking of survival and stuff like that, my immediate first thought was like hoping to dear Lord that I found like a starter Pokemon that could help me with like a majority of the things, because most of the starter Pokemon could use HM moves and stuff like that. So I was really hoping that I could find one and everything. Obviously, I did not. And such, but
no,
we
no, that's
managed.
not
We
true.
managed.
We saw a Blaziken and you passed it up.
No, because here's the thing: Blaziken would not help me in my case and stuff like that. In that case, because Blaziken really wouldn't be a good choice for me at the time of the ones that I picked, and such. So I went with Slowking because Slowking would have actually helped me a little bit better in terms of like, building and such like that. Also water. Also water. This was before I knew I was gonna get a Suicune.
Very true. Very true.
And everything. But honestly, this is pretty fun. If you guys would have picked some different choices, we would love to hear that from the comments, of course, and as well as if you tried this experiment and such like that on your own, what Pokemon team did you create? And we would love to hear that little generated team. Well, I think that should end it. Do you have anything else to say, Raptor, before we go?
No Mesprit love around here.
And until next time, everyone, you have a lovely Otaku Nightly Hour. Bye bye.
See ya.